What's up YouTube? This is Erica, it's for the win, and you are watching Titanfall gameplay from the Xbox 360. It lives, it's alive, it's a real game, it's not an urban myth. It is true, this game is out, and I went and got it. I know somebody, I think, asked me on my mail Monday for this upcoming week that, if I was still buying this game, and yes, it's here, I got it. When it comes to the debate of this version versus the Xbox One version, you're going to hear pretty much two sides. You're going to have the Xbox One owners who are going to say that the 360 version looks horrible, it plays horrible, the frame rates drop, and this and that, which is half true, in a way, for the frames anyways. And then the 360 owners are saying it looks the same. Like, that's all they're saying. It looks the same or even better, and that's just not true. So I'm going to give you guys the truth, okay? From experiencing both versions, the Xbox One version is crisper. It is. That's just a fact. It looks crisper, if for a lack of better term. The colors look better, and I think that's the best way I can describe it, because I'm not very techie, but when I popped in the 360 version, I noticed that the colors weren't as vibrant. Like, the brightness just seemed way too high. And I don't know if it's my TV, because sometimes my TV does this with video games. They'll just look too bright. So what I did was I lowered the brightness like almost to almost all the way. And that helped a lot. So it gave it more contrast. It looked a little better. But with that said, the Xbox One version, yes, it's going to look better, okay? That's true. And when I say better, I mean better by like a nose hair. Like, very minimal difference between the Xbox One and 360. Like, the graphics and the difference between them is so minimal that it's very forgivable. Like, you won't even think about it. So yes, the Xbox One version graphically is better, but is the experience better? That is the more important question. And I'm here to tell you guys that the experience on both the 360 and the Xbox One is the same. It's the same. I felt the same way playing this version as I did playing the Xbox One version. It's a fun game. Yeah, it's not, game of the year or anything like that. It's just a fun FPS, something different to play. It's a fun game, okay? And it's the same on both versions. Even if there isn't enough contrast or crispiness on the 360 version, that's all looks, okay? It still plays the same, and it really has exceeded a lot of people's expectations, including my own. I was starting to think that this game was going to be different just from the fact that they weren't showing any gameplay till like the game released. I mean, there was nothing online to watch for this game. So I had my doubts. I was really thinking, man, this game is either really effed up or it's like really different, and it surprised me. This game is very similar to the Xbox One version. The frame rates do drop sometimes. I noticed that when I think it was my first match, I was in a Titan, and the frames were just going crazy. Like, I don't know what was going on. It was just like it couldn't keep up. And I was like, okay, noted. And then I went on to the next match, and it was fine. So I don't know if that was just like a bad connection or what, or if these frame rates are dropping and I'm just not noticing. Because there are times when, like, there's so much crap going on in this game. Like, I'm so focused, I'm just like trying to play and figure out, what to do next. And I have a feeling that maybe if these frame rate drops are happening, I'm not noticing. And that's not to make an excuse or anything like that. It's just that if you've played this game, you know a bunch of crap is going on, like, at the same time. So I'm not noticing if there are frame rate drops, but I know that it has its moments, but it doesn't make it unplayable. It's still playable, it's still a fun experience, it's still the same experience in my opinion. So if you're on the fence about this game and you don't know what to do, you have a 360 but you're wondering if you should get an Xbox One for Titanfall, my advice is to get the Xbox 360 version because it's cheaper, and I'd rather you guys regret a $60 purchase rather than regretting a $450 purchase for the whole system, because that's what it's running at right now. You can get the Titanfall bundle for $450, which is much less than what I paid for my Xbox One. But I don't want you guys to go through that buyer's remorse that I had. it was the worst feeling. And the guy who bought my Xbox One is like really like a true hero. Like every time I think about him, that song by Foo Fighters, My Hero, it just plays in my head because he really is my hero. And I'm so thankful that he saved me out of that situation. I just did not want it anymore. And hopefully he's enjoying it more than I did. But like I said, if you're on the fence and you have your 360 and you want to play Titanfall, I say go get it. At least rent it so you know for sure. Because, I mean, that's with any game. If you're not sure, go rent it, check it out, see if you like it. If you have, especially if you have friends to play on your 360, then shoot, why not? Like, just go get it. So that's really what I wanted to talk about in this video and get through to you guys, is that it's pretty much the same experience. Trust me, it is. And anybody who tells you otherwise, well, hey man, that's their experience. I'm telling you mine, and I'm sure most of you guys will be the same way. Unless you're like really picky and like any little frame drop just bugs the crap out of you and you're pulling your hair out, yeah, you might want to pass on this game altogether, because as far as I know, this happens in the Xbox One version too. I mean, frames drop. It's just a common thing that happens in FPSs. So, you know, if that bugs the crap out of you, yeah, you might want to pass on this game. But if you're like me and you've lived through the days of Gears of War and Call of Duty and Battlefield or whatever, these other shooters that have frame rate drops all the time, like, we're used to this crap. Like, it's really nothing to truly complain about, like, unless it's really making the game unplayable. And so far, Titanfall on 360 is not unplayable. So I hope that helps. I hope you guys like this video and you like the gameplay and all that. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.